everybody, what's cracking? It's Paul from I Like to Paint Minis. It's Saturday, probably in the afternoon time, and yes, I still haven't shaved, but today's video is going to be a tutorial. I've had a few people reach out to me about, dude, how do you save money in this hobby? It's out of control. And I'm like, well, there are ways. One is stop buying all those miniatures. One, stop buying all that paint. But this video is not about that. That's a whole nother video to get you cracking on saving money. But today's is take care of your brush and your brush will take care of you. You might have noticed a couple things different. I'm trying to, with my video and my audio, I'm doing this first video of doing it all with my iPhone. Normally I do my iPhone and my laptop, some there between, and different audios. I want to see how I can get clarity all in one clip, less editing, whatever it may be. Otherwise, let's get to the video of taking care of your brush. All right, everybody, I'm back. Hopefully this is a different angle, but we're gonna go over cleaning brushes today. And let's start off, some things that you're gonna need. You're gonna need hobby brush soap. There's all different brands out there. I'm only gonna recommend the brand that I use. It's the Master Series Brush Cleaner, or B&J Special Prepared Compound. You can get this at a Hobby Lobby, a Michael's, or any one of your hobby stores that sells painting supplies. You can even get this off of Amazon if you like. It's one that I've used all the time, right? And of course, you're gonna need some dirty brushes, and you're gonna be doing some water. Now, depending where you wash your brushes and how you do it, I normally do my brushes at my sink in my kitchen, but my camera equipment, fitting it out there is doing some different things, so you might be doing some things out of norm here. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll open up the brush cleaner. It's gonna be soapy. This one's gonna be a little wet because I got it pre-wet, but you basically take your brush, your dirty brush, and you get it in there and start making passes at it like you're painting, right? Don't jam it in the soap. Some people, I do this too, I go in the circles of the container, right? That's why you'll see the indentation. So then I take it, I move on to my next brush, I let that sit a little bit. We'll do a couple brushes here. See, just so you get it. That's what I try to do, is let the soap that's on these ones while they're sitting agitate them. And by the way, like I said, take care of your brushes. Yes, I say buy cheap brushes, but I still try to take care of those cheap brushes, because cheap brushes, if you keep buying over time, are going to add up too, right? I have two expensive brushes in my series. I've mentioned in other videos. I have Winsor Newton's ones that's a very small point, maybe a 0 or a 1. Someone correct me wrong in the comments. Otherwise, it's worn away, but this is for what I could do my eyes, my teeth, whatever it may be. So I'll hit this one up in there. And then I do my dry brushes a little bit differently, and I'll explain that. Now, my dry brushes I'll do a little bit differently too. Let me go ahead and put this down. In a sense of, depending on how long I've let my brushes sit, or how much I've overused a dry brush for that same color, right? So we'll grab the one brush that we had, and if you see my hand, me dipping it in water just to get it wet, because like I said, I do this in my kitchen sink. Then see the crease or the fold of your hand right here? When you go there, I go like this, and I twist it, right? Just like I'm painting a crack in my hand. You'll start to see the paint come off in a series, you know, like the color, whatever you're using for that brush. I also recommend cleaning if you're doing speed paints with any of the speed paints. Like I use the Army paint a lot. I would clean your brushes frequently and have a special set of brushes just for your speed paints. Don't use your expensive brushes, because it's going to eat the crap out of them, or it's going to clog up the ferrule, right, where it goes back up in there. So normally I would run this under a faucet, but I'm just going to rinse it off in my paint cup here in the clean water. And then you can see, yeah, you're going to get some paint there or whatever, but it's clean. I set it down, I let it dry, I rinse, and this is funny when you say this because of the soap, I rinse and repeat the same thing. Do that brush this way, do that, do that, do that, do that, shake it around. Maybe wipe it on the towel. Now, some people do this too. If you want a tip on your brush when you come back, you can take a little, I do a little bit of the soap that I already used, and I leave that on there to help that bristle form and harden. That's a pretty bitchin' way of doing it too. I think I learned that from, like, I don't know, Ninjon, or maybe, I think it was Uncle Adam in those areas. Now, as I mentioned, I do my dry brushes a little bit differently. So today, normal dry brush, Let me find one I used today. Example. I'll always wet the brush because it's been dry, right? And I'll use the soap, just like that, because I just used this dry brush today. But if you've let some dry brushes sit, now this I did learn from a painter, and I would only do this on your cheap brushes. It doesn't have to be Purell, but any type of hand sanitizer, just spray that in a shot glass or a small glass or some type of device where your brush can stand up, and let it soak. Don't push down because the bristles will take the form. Just let them soak maybe 6 hours to 12 hours, and that will eat away the paint that goes up into closer to the ferrule. Now, like I said, hand sanitizer. Also remember, this should be your cheap, inexpensive dry brushes. I would not use like your Artist Opus, your Army Painter ones, or ones that you spend a ton of money on. But otherwise, like I said, simple technique saves me a ton of brushes. It's called the Master Brush Cleaner and Preserver. Get this at Amazon, Hobby Lobby, Michaels, any one of your hobby stores where you're at. I don't know outside the US what hobby stores are called, but if you can order from Amazon like me, they're gonna have it on there. It's really inexpensive. They sell in different sizes. It's gonna save you. Just make sure you wet your brush, paint your brush in the soap, come back to your hand, the crevice of your hand, and just paint that crevice as many times as you think to get it clean, and then you just rinse it off under the hose, the water faucet, not the hose, and then you look at it. If it's good enough, you know, get some of that off the part of the ferrule. And the ferrule is actually the part that goes up into the metal piece where they all attach in those areas. But otherwise, like I said, Vinosi, I've had these brushes 2 times. I just reordered a set, the one before this. They were blue. I had them for 2.5 years because I cleaned them, I took care of them. But they're at the point where they started to fray and all that. So I treat my trashy brushes like my good brushes. More than anything, you don't want to stink when you go out in public, and you clean your brushes so your brushes treat you. Take care of your brushes and they'll take care of you. Otherwise, I've been working on a few other things. I'm working on the final video for the Tarrasque. That's coming together really fine. I'm going to be working on some different paintings. I've painted this one already. I'm going to come back and do it again. I usually don't paint miniatures twice, but I enjoyed painting this miniature so much from the Warhammer series. I want to do it again. It's maybe about a 3-year gap, so I want to see where my skills have gotten better. But otherwise, thanks for staying around. Subscribe, tell a friend, watch my shorts. I've actually started a series called The Legendary, or the series of Britina. She's a Minotaur fighter. She's based on a character that I'm playing in D&D right now. Otherwise, thank you very much. Have a great Saturday, and look forward to talking to you all soon.